That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Motherfuckers, we back. It's your boy, Mr. Vaughn. To each side of me, two villainous associates, Daniel Lee, independent graphic designer and illustrator, Aaron Larson, hey Boogie, independent game designer.
It gets me every time.
We have fun. That's what we like to do. Welcome to another episode of That's What's Up. This week, we're talking about the future of gaming and video games and all that shit because, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I like to get on the stick, son. This is me. Okay, you guys
I just shot you.
I just shot you. So, I mean, gaming, Dan, how long have you, on and off, how long have you been playing or associated with video games? Am I safe to assume pretty much all your life?
Yeah, pretty much. I think my first real introduction was on the Commodore 64.
Wow. We're aging ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Look up, Google a Commodore 64.
And that was it, too, back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I remember when I was really little, my sister had an Atari, and we only used to break it out on special occasions because it was so hard to fucking hook it up to the television. We had to have like 3 special adapters.
Yeah, the Atari was fun, but for me, and we had that too, it didn't draw me in. Until the Commodore 64 came out, that's when I thought games started getting really cool.
Yeah. Now, A,
Yeah.
you are our resident game expert. We will defer to you. We're not worthy. But no, for real. I mean, you're the game expert here. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes, and I want you to really express about, you know what I'm saying, your history in gaming and how you feel about gaming in general.
Well, I mean, I too had a Commodore 64. I played Pitfall on it. I go as far back as my uncle had a Pong television. I've owned just about every single console, even renditions from, your Sega Genesis to your Sega CD to your Sega Saturn to your, even when they had like Sonic the Hedgehog came out with Knuckles and the game plugged in, Sonic 3 plugged into Knuckles.
Oh, wow.
I've had it all, and obviously, even now I have Xbox One. I play PlayStation 4, and I've even gone as far to creating games. So basically, the gaming industry is my life. I've been doing it from day in and day out for all my life. I maybe took like a little hiatus during high school, but even then I still played games, and I really got sucked in during the days of Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy
VII, which changed everything for everybody.
And it's because it had such a great story, and that really drew everyone into it. It wasn't so much gameplay, it was just, you actually had a story to follow, and it actually made a difference,
Yeah.
And gaming in general has just kind of evolved to online platforms. PC gaming is huge right now.
It's huge.
Xbox One just came out. Even though there's still not enough games out for it, it's right on the verge of moving forward. Same with PlayStation 4.
Cutting edge of gaming.
It's never been more exciting than it is right now. Especially when you're talking about being able to link up with your friends. Even your son. The first thing he said when he comes over and hangs out, he's like, "Hey, you and me, we're gonna game, me versus you." Because it's all about multiplayer.
That's his thing. That's how he grew up. He's got his tablet. They're coming from a completely different place than we came up.
Right.
And your previous comment about there's no better time than now, and that's how it should be going forward forever. It should just keep evolving and progressing.
Outdo the last.
Right. At any particular point in time in the future, somebody should always be able to say, "This is the best it's ever been."
Right. And honestly, like right now, MMOs are the ticket.
MMOs are the ticket.
They're huge. And I don't care what anyone says. And developers out there who obviously haven't hired me yet, you should. But the reality is that massively multiplayer online games are the future.
They're the future.
Okay? You take a game, World of Warcraft, for instance, came out in 2003, and feel free to play the trailer.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's do
World of Warcraft came out in 2003. The game cost $71 million to make. It made $71 million the first month. That's huge, okay? Huge, especially in 2003. And it's still the biggest MMO on the market.
Well, you know what?
Pay monthly to play the game.
Let me tell you, as far as World of Warcraft because I haven't, and I consider myself Joe gamer. I'm the average gamer. I'm not super into it, but I play enough games where I know I can hold a good conversation about almost any game. And I've seen World of Warcraft on separate occasions, and I enjoy watching the game. But for me, as an average, one of the things that got me caught up in gaming, and it really is what turned me on to Final Fantasy VII, was the awesome cinematics and cutscenes that you see on games. That's why we're watching the one for World of Warcraft right now.
And specifically, this is a Cataclysm.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. What's the name of the dragon?
Deathwing.
Deathwing. Here's a pointer for anybody who's doing any dragon raising. Don't put armor on a dragon. You just don't need to.
It's redundant.
It's redundant.
As epic as it is.
As epic as
At least
it
the
is.
Skyrim got that part right. You take scales from a dragon to make armor for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
You throw armor on him, it's overkill.
You throw armor, it's overkill. But get back to the topic. With gaming, and like you said, Aaron, online is the future of gaming. And it started with games like, not online game, but gaming with your friends. You know what I'm saying? And being able to game with your friends.
Go back to Rainbow Six.
Go back to GoldenEye.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike is huge.
Even like Counter-Strike, GoldenEye, for me it was GoldenEye 64. You know what I'm saying? That's what's great. I mean,
that's like right now, like in Korea. Korea is huge for PC gaming and online gaming. And they even had an article, and if you want to check it out, I mean, I believe it's on HBO, about these two parents who neglected their kid. Their kid died because they were taking care of their online kid more often than they took care of their kid at home. Now, that's danger right there.
That's fucked up and horrible.
Reality.
And there are more stories like that in South Korea.
Yeah, because it's huge. People
just
live in these worlds.
But it just goes to show you about
It just shows you this is the future.
The power of gaming.
And that's the thing, and then we'll talk about say a movie like Surrogates, where you're actually people are living through their robot bodies.
Yeah.
And the thing is it's kind of scary. You got the Oculus Rift coming out, and it's scary that we're actually moving closer and closer to virtual reality.
I mean, you look at where we're at with gaming and stuff like that in general. Damn, when you have stuff like the power of an iPhone or a tablet and the things you can do with those. I mean, how many hours have we killed up at the lounge playing Angry Birds?
Countless.
Back in countless.
Countless. The technology is great. My concern is that at some point the technology is going to actually be a limitation. It's going to
start to stifle creativity.
Right. It's going to effectively change how we define gaming. And I think we need to always be expanding upon our definition of what gaming is.
This is one of the things that Aaron is extremely passionate about when it comes to that. I mean, we might have to hold him down because it's going to get real quick. Before I forget, I want to make a point. While we're talking about gaming, coming up in a couple of weeks is PAX 13 from this home state of Washington up in Seattle, and you best believe you will see these faces.
They will be there.
In the building.
These two will be there. I might.
In spirit.
He'll be there in spirit. I'm going to have a t-shirt that says...
We'll Skype him on the phone and hold it.
As long as I'm in the shot somewhere.
Right? We'll Photoshop him in. That's why he's a graphic designer.
Right.
But getting back to the massive... Aaron, I want to let you talk about this. I know massive MMOs are huge right now.
They are. They're huge. And the thing that kind of sucks, too, is because they are so big, they're so hit and miss right now. I mean, you have amazing games like Warcraft has gone huge. You got Star Wars: The Old Republic, which we'll take a minute to look at too. And honestly, and then you take something like Guild Wars 2, right? Guild Wars is great, and they've done a great job with what they have. In fact, the thing that I like about them is that they have these in-game cash shops where players can buy certain things to look a certain way, or buy experience to level up a little quicker and join the main battle. But what's nice about them is that there's no monthly cost.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically free to play, which with games like Destiny coming out, which is huge. Destiny is awesome.
If you didn't get a chance to play the beta,
seriously, order it.
You missed out. It was a lot of fun.
It's a great game, and it's also just proving. And also, you got the Division coming out next year from Ubisoft. And it just goes to show that, this is where the future is going. Because people want to play with friends online.
I mean, it's the clue.
That's what it's about.
When you have games like Call of Duty and Halo that had already started to grasp that online concept You know what I'm saying? Of being able to play with friends. I mean, you know the hours that we've killed on
Tons.
Halo and Call of Duty both. When you combine that with the aspect of the massively multiplayer online and the open world aspect of it, it just changes things to a whole nother level. Dan, I mean, what do you?
I think that well, for me, and I know this is going to hurt a lot of people. I've stepped back from a lot of gaming. For one, all these guys that are hacking into the games, changing parameters, doing things you're not supposed to be able to do. That just kills it for me. And when you see that happen on a big scale, it just turns you off, and I'd rather not play because it takes away from the game as it was meant to be played. So that's one reason, and that's even. And I was never a big World of Warcraft guy. I played it a couple times, and I thought it was really fun, really immersive. I was more into the first-person shooters. So, like for instance, Call of Duty.
Right.
You know, how often did that happen? Tons. You know, so I don't play it anymore. Especially the older versions are worse.
Yeah.
So.
And see, but that's the thing though. Like with these new massively online styles, you're going to see less and less of that because you no longer have control of your character. Your character's trapped on a server. So you log in through their server, and they have control. So you're going to see a lot less people hacking these games, which makes it really nice, you know. And basically, you're going to see the people that put in the amount of time getting the rewards. And that's what you're going to see with Destiny. That's what you're going to see with the Division. So you're going to see with all these games. And I'm telling you, that's what the future is. Like, there's never been a more prime time than right now for massively online gaming through the console. And honestly, it's like Juan said, I feel really passionate about this because I feel that the best way to reach people, and this is where I'm gonna, I mean, you're gonna have people that are just gonna be like, oh, I completely disagree. But you have to link your server with the PC and these console guys together.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're always gonna have the guy who plays on a PC that likes to upgrade his stuff, likes to mod and make his game a little bit easier, and then you have the hardcore guys on the console who don't care as much about it, but want to sit on their couch and don't want to sit in front of their computer.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to be able to do something is if you reach everyone.
Yeah.
And I know that I believe that the Division is doing that with Ubisoft. I believe that theirs is also PC. And honestly, you know, even though I feel like Final Fantasy's really been lacking, their Spirits Within game that they came out with is linked between their PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and their PC. And linking those servers, I mean, that's the future because you're always going to have people that want to play however they feel the most comfortable. And like for people like, you know, Dan and I that sit in front of a computer for like freaking 15 hours of our day, we want to come home and sit on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But we don't have the opportunity to play some of those great games sitting on the couch.
Right.
Now,
Now, cross-platform. Yeah, I agree with you. If they're really going to hit that market the way that they need to, the way the technology is moving, in order to stay competitive, you know, then yeah, they're going to have to hit that broad range and your comment with the servers. But you know, in addition to that, what about cross-platform to mobile devices? Being able to,
Right.
and maybe not perform the whole game, but serve a particular function of the game.
See, and they're trying to do that. Like I say, like Warcraft, you can control your auction house stuff. So if you put something on the auction house, you can control it with your phone. My biggest concern, I think, when it comes to the mixture between the two is losing your immersion. It's a perfect example is Watch Dogs, right? So when the guy's demoing Watch Dogs, you got one guy who's controlling with the controller, and then he reaches over to his platform and looks away from the TV to do something on his platform. Which I understand how cool of a concept that is.
But it takes
you also
you out of the game.
removes you from
it. Takes you out of the
exactly,
game. Yeah.
Exactly. Where wouldn't a picture-in-picture on the screen be a little better?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just my personal opinion. I know that, you know, from a developer standpoint, that none of this stuff is easy to do, but it's things to think about.
I mean, it's definitely, so as we get ready to, man, this segment flew by.
We need to do another one on this topic.
We'll definitely, this is definitely something we're going to have to come back around to.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. But like I said, the future of gaming is huge. I want to really thank Aaron for his expertise because I know how passionate he is about this. And Dan, your opinion is always, this is the thing about it, pointing out things that you don't like about it is just as important as pointing out the shit that we do like. So, I love it. This was a good conversation, man.
I mean, if I can add just one thing at the end.
You got about 10 seconds?
The other big thing to the future of gaming is better storylines with real actors.
I mean, these games are turning into movies.
Yep.
They should treat it like
they need
it
to
is.
follow it.
There's the wolves, ladies and gentlemen, that have become synonymous with That's What's Up as we wrap up another segment. Hey, keep it locked right here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below so we can pick a fight and argue with you and call you idiots for not agreeing with us, especially on this topic. Aaron will jump down your throats.
Again, your comments are going to Krypton.
Until next time, it's your boy, Mr. Vaughn, Daniel Lee, Aaron Larson. That's what's up, y'all. Peace.